Hey guys, today we're going to go over my top 10 slabbed books in my collection. Alright, before we get into it, please do me a favor, hit that subscription button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and that thumbs up. But that notification bell is important. Why? Because I drop content Mondays and Thursdays, but once in a while I'll slip in small videos midweek and sometimes even go live over the weekends and end of the week. So you want to know when that stuff is happening. All right. Now, to get into this, when I say slabbed, I mean graded comic books, right? CGC, CBCS. We won't talk about PGX, but top 10 graded books in my personal collection. All right. Going to start off with a bang with number 10. Actually, two books. I put them both in 10 and 10A. This is Catwoman 51, Green Lantern 51 variant. Coincidentally, same numbers. But the Catwoman 51 is a beautiful Adam Hughes cover. It's got the lost numbers on it. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. As for the Green Lantern, it's a Greg Horn variant. I love this cover. I love the Scarecrow in this. It's just an amazing cover. Both of these modern books. And I have them both in 9.8. All right, number 9 on the list is actually a big Silver Age key. This is Detective Comics 359, first appearance of Batgirl. I have this book in a 5.0. I actually got it in a trade. I traded two modern Jim Steranko variants, graded 9.8, signed by Jim Steranko for this. I was like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Great trade for me. I know the person I made the trade with was super happy because he kind of came to me with it. So I was like, all right, you want this deal? I'm down. Love the cover. She's on the cover. Classic. They've cover swiped this before. Beautiful book. I'm contemplating actually getting it cleaned and pressed and resubmitted because it looks like there's some flaws on it. So that 5.0, maybe you can get a 5.5 bump. Is it worth the risk? I don't know. But that's my number 9. Number 8. Bronze Age Batman key. This is Batman 232, first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. I have this book in an 8.0. I love the green cover. I just love everything about it. I love Ra's al Ghul. And, I was on the hunt for this book for a while. I think my first copy was like a 6.0, and I jumped from a 6 to an 8. So that was a nice bump. Doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you only move up half a grade at a time. I happen to go 2 grade bumps when I picked this one up. Next up, number 7. This is the first book I ever got graded. First time I met Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder. This is Batman number 1 from the New 52, graded in a 9.8, triple signs. Capullo, Snyder, Glapion. He's the colorist. No, liar, inker. Met all 3 of them at New York Comic Con. I went from Capullo and Snyder with a CGC witness. On our way to the CGC booth, we swung by the Glapion booth. He signed real quick, and it was a done deal. Not only was it my first CGC submission, my first 9.8, my first signature series, all of it together. It was just a perfect combination. And I still have this book in my collection. Can't see it ever going anywhere because it has sentimental value. Moving on to number 6. This is actually the most expensive book in my collection, but it's only 6 on the list because it's not one of my, it's in my top 10. It's not in my top 5. Number 6, Batman 16, first appearance of Alfred. I have this book in a 7.0, white pages. Old book, old Golden Age book, a major Golden Age key, classic cover. We're talking first Alfred. Easily the most expensive book in my collection. One of the very few Golden Age books I have in my personal collection. I just love everything about this book. That's why it's in my top 10, but not in my top 5. Number 5 is Detective Comics 880. There's nothing special about this book except the cover. This is a jock cover, an outstanding Scott Snyder story. The Black Mirror storyline was fantastic. But this cover is probably one of the most iconic modern covers there is. I just love the Joker cover. I love what Jock did. Obviously, it's in my top 5 in my personal collection. I do have this in a 9.8. I found this at Baltimore Comic Con in a 9.8, already done up maybe 2 years ago. I didn't go to the last Baltimore I went to the one before it. And that's where I found it in a 9.8, just sitting there. I think I may have even bought it day one, and the price was outstanding. I don't remember what I paid. I just remember the price was outstanding, so you had to grab it. Next up is, however, is an expensive book. Number 4, Showcase 22, first appearance of Hal Jordan, the Silver Age Green Lantern, all the way up till now. I love this cover. I mean, it's more expensive than the last book, but again, this is not a valued list. This is my favorite. I was hunting this book down for a long time. Finally got my hands on it. I have it in a 3.0, I believe. And it looks great. Presents outstanding. 3.0. I'm happy with it. Maybe someday I'll move it up. But this is also another book that maybe if we crack it, clean it, press it, I don't know. Maybe I can get that 3.5. There's a chip missing in the back, though. A little corner missing in the back, so that may hurt it. But that's my number 4 book in my personal collection. Number 3, another classic, iconic cover. Not really a key issue. This is Silver Surfer number 4. You guys know I'm a Thor fan. This book is awesome. This book I've climbed up from, I believe I started at like a 4.5, and I moved on to a 6 and a 6.5, and I believe I jumped from like a 6 or a 6.5 to the 8.0 I have now. And there's still room. There's still room to go. We still have an 8.5, maybe even a 9.0. Very difficult book to get in high grade. It is square bound. It is kind of short printed. There's not a tremendous amount of them out there. Iconic cover. Absolutely iconic cover. This is my number 3 in my personal collection. Number 2 in my personal collection for favorite books, Batman 251. Another classic cover, Neil Adams. Another book that I've climbed up to get to this 9.2. I want to say my first was like maybe a 5.0, 5.5. But you've heard me preach. You've heard me say, you can get an entry-level book at a fair value and then just kind of start creeping your way up. Jump from a 2.5 to a 3, or maybe a 3 to a 4. Make those small increments, and it's not as bad. It doesn't hurt the wallet as much. But I'm currently at a 9.2. Not a lot of room to go up. We're talking about very expensive jumps now. So that 9.2 might be with me for a long time. Finally, my number 1 book in my personal collection, my favorite book I own, not the most expensive, my second most expensive, but my favorite book. This is Journey into Mystery 83, first appearance of Thor. I love this cover. I love this book. I love the entire Journey into Mystery run. This is easily my number 1 favorite book. I have a whole Thor cabinet, all Thor keys, statues, toys. Between Batman, Thor, Green Lantern, those are my 3 favorite. Obviously, if you paid attention to the list, that's basically all that was on this list. Again, Journey into Mystery 83. I have it in a 2.5. This is the first appearance of Thor. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, that thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my list and maybe one of your favorites or in your collection. Again, this was my top 10 favorite graded books in my personal collection. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.